I'm Brenda Quintana, coming to you from the Beehive. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute Christmas card using the tree punch and some textured embossing folders. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to need a card base, so I've cut a piece of Sahara sand cardstock to 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And now I'm going to go ahead and score it at the 4 1/4 inch mark. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it using my bone folder. You can set the card base aside. Now we're going to need to make the pieces that will bring our big tree together. So I've got here the chevron embossing folder, and I've got a piece of old olive cardstock, and I've cut my cardstock to 6 inches by 2 1/4 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this piece of cardstock in the center of this folder. Just make sure that it's aligned fairly evenly. I'm going to put it in between my plates here, and then I'm going to send it through my texture boutique. This texture boutique just does embossing folders, but it's a handy little tool. Okay, we'll almost run through on this. And here we go, we've got a piece with chevron embossing on it. And while I have my texture boutique out, I'm going to go ahead and create my trunk piece. And I've cut a piece of soft suede cardstock to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches. And I'm going to run this through the wood grain embossing folder. And I'm going to look for on my wood grain like a knotted piece, so it has like a little bit of interest for my trunk, so it's not just straight up and down lines. So that's going to make it look a little bit more woodsy for the trunk. And again, I'm going to put it through in between my plates. I'm going to run it through my texture boutique. Okay, now I can set this aside. And here is my little trunk piece. Okay. And then we're going to need our tree punch. And we're going to punch 6 trees out of this strip of cardstock. And when I do this, I'm going to eliminate the trunk. So this piece down here is going to be empty. There's going to be no cardstock in this little piece where the trunk is. I'm going to just line up the edge of the paper with the bottom of the tree without the trunk. Go ahead and punch that. And to make the best use of out of the cardstock, I'm going to keep twisting it. So I can, if I'm careful, I'll be able to get 6 trees out of this strip. I keep turning it. So I just kind of look for the opening from the other tree punch, line it up on the bottom. That's 3. So let's see if we can get 3 more. Oop. Come on, we can do this. 2 more punches. Can do it. Okay, and just 1 more to go. Lining it up with the bottom, omitting the trunk. Okay, so we're done with the tree punch, and now we're going to bring our card base back into the picture, and we need to find the center of the card base on the bottom. So I know my cardstock is 4 1/4 inches wide, so I've got my ruler here, and I'm going to go ahead and make a mark at 2 1/8 inches, and that is where, and 1/4 inch up approximately. That's where I'm going to go ahead and glue my little trunk piece. And I'm just going to take it and center it right on that little pencil mark. Right there, that looks good. Then I'm going to take my first tree piece, put some glue on it, and I'm going to put one of the bottom tips centered on this trunk piece. just make sure this is roughly parallel to the bottom of the cardstock. That's halfway. And then we're going to go ahead and put some more glue on this next one. And you're just going to put this one right next to the one that you just did. Looks pretty good. All right. Make sure it's stuck down there. And then we're going to take one more, and we're going to take, this time we're going to do the top of the tree. We're going to put it right centered on the top tips of the other two trees we just put down. That looks good. And then we're going to use dimensionals for the next ones. These are just little foam adhesive dots, and they're going to make the tree pieces stick up a little bit off of the cardstock. So I'm going to, for the first one, I'm going to need 3 dimensionals, 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top. And I'm going to go ahead and take off the backing. And this one I'm going to center on this tree and that tree right on the edge. So just roughly find the center just by eyeballing it. Okay. And our next tree is going to go right here. So I want a dimensional here and here. So 1 here on the top and 1 here on the side. And then we're just going to take a little bit of adhesive and just put it right here on the tip where it's going to overlap here. If we put another dimensional here, it's going to look awkward because it's going to stick out funny there. So just go ahead and remove the backing off of that. We're going to stick that parallel to the other piece you just put on there. And then we just have one last piece to put on here. And this one, I just need 2 dimensionals right on the bottom. And we're going to need a little bit of adhesive right at the top there where it overlaps right there. Okay. There you go. That looks good already. Just like that. The tree, it's got lots of texture and dimension. Okay, and now we're going to just go ahead and stamp a greeting. This is the Endless Wishes stamp set that was so popular last year. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp the word Merry from Endless Wishes on here in real red cardstock. That stamp set was so popular last year, it sold out before the end of the Christmas season, so they brought it back this year. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp Merry right close to the top of the card there. Ooh, that looks good. And then to finish it off, we just need a little bit of ribbon. I've got some real red satin ribbon right here, and I'm going to cut it, need about a 10-inch length of it. And I'm going to do the bunny ear method, so I'm going to take 2 loops, and then I'm going to go ahead and tie the loops together. And just straighten out my little loops here. And then to adhere this to my card, I'm going to use half of a dimensional. And to get a half, I'm just going to go to the side here because there's already some little pieces that aren't full, and I'm just going to cut it, just peel it off. And we can stick one of these down here on the bottom and peel off the backing. And then we're just going to stick it down right about, where this tip is right here, right in the center. And then just go ahead and trim off your edge pieces on an angle. All right, and there you go. You've taken a small little tree punch piece and you've turned it into a real large Christmas tree. Isn't that cute? All the supplies that you'll need for this card are available for purchase on my blog. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Bye for now.